everybody, and welcome to The Horror Show, a show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
So, that intro was really hard to do, because I haven't done it in forever, and the last time I did it was in Hulk Hogan's voice, and made no sense, so it's good to be back to normal.
It feels like this is a long time since we last recorded.
It feels like forever.
But it's not, like, we've gone longer, I think.
I think we have.
But,
I don't know. It just feels like forever. So this week we are starting. Well, I don't know. We were gonna do guilty pleasures. I mean, I guess we still are. What a hard concept.
Yeah, especially since there was some I considered a guilty pleasure, and then went back and revisited. And I was like, there's no pleasure in this at all.
Yeah, like, and then you look it up. Like, I found a whole Reddit thread, like that was like, what is your favorite horror movie guilty pleasure? And people would list movies, and honestly, every response was, "That's not a guilty pleasure. That's a good movie." And then a fight would break out.
Yeah, I mean,
and then they would argue
subjective
about it for like 10 minutes or 10 posts, and every single person that answered the question, somebody was like, "That's not a guilty pleasure."
Right.
So what is it? Like, I don't even know. If everything's subjective, you can't have a guilty pleasure.
And you had told me about that, so then I was searching online for like lists that people came up with.
Oh, they're fucking...
I think people are confusing guilty pleasures with overrated or underrated, which it's not. Like, to me at least.
And we're going to do it's not the same.
No.
We're doing an underrated special sometime in the future. I think that's going to be Paul's next episode. Our most underrated movies. Now that's, I feel like, a little easier. Maybe not.
It's not going to be.
It's not. I mean,
like, for me, a guilty pleasure is something that while you're watching it, you know it sucks. Like, you're like, this isn't a good movie, but I will watch it over and over again.
And I also think having this podcast made it harder. I feel like I could have answered this years ago. But now that with all the movies I've seen and how critical I am when I watch them now because of the show, like it's hard for me to enjoy a bad movie now because I'm just like, what the fuck is this? I've seen so much bullshit. You'd think it would be the opposite. I'd be desensitized, but no. Now I like.
Yeah, see, I love bad
movies,
like
shit.
But
oh god,
everything looks like shit.
Everything looks like shit now. So we tried to put together a guilty pleasure list. That was tough. That didn't really pan out. So we kind of just picked one main guilty pleasure. We'll talk about our list regardless, but we picked one main guilty pleasure to discuss, and that's what we'll be doing. So the next two episodes will be, the first episode is going to be Joe, and he has chosen Killer Klowns from Outer Space.
Yes.
Second episode next week will be, Brain Scan.
You forgot what you picked?
I did. I don't know how I could forget Trickster.
I wish I could forget Trickster.
And Ed Furlong's shitty acting. Could he be like one of the worst actors?
That was thank you. I mean, I know we're talking about it next week, but he was noticeably
terrible,
unbelievably bad.
Terrible. But I don't think he was ever good.
No, he wasn't.
Like Terminator 2,
he's young. He just rides on a motorcycle.
That's so weird.
What else is he in? Oh, he's in American History X.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff.
Doesn't really do much.
No, he doesn't.
Blow smoke in someone's face and then get killed.
Yeah. And, I don't know. But I found, and I'll talk about it next week, but I found an Entertainment Tonight clip hyping Brain Scan. And they were hyping it hard because it was coming off of T2, and I guess he was like Mr. Heartthrob.
Was he?
Yeah, I guess. John Tesh had like an orgasm talking about... had like an orgasm talking about how excited he was about Brain Scan coming out.
Do you remember when John Tesh had to give a press conference, like stating he's not an alien? It was like the early stages of the internet, and people were saying he was an alien.
Yeah,
and he felt
awesome.
the need to publicly discredit that.
That's so awesome, dude. Oh my god. People will look back at like the 90s and be like, what happened to America? Like we all just simultaneously lost our minds for a brief moment. Like there's just so much shit that happened in those early internet years where people... Like,
it's still happening.
That's true. That's true. That is very true.
So now that we've talked about Brain Scan, we'll be doing that next week.
Yeah, so now we're talking about Killer Klowns, which when Joe sent me his list, I was like, Killer Klowns, it's a really good movie. Right? And because I remember loving it as a kid. I mean, oh my God, the memories I have of this movie are just ridiculous. But I was like, that's a good movie. And like, even online, you'll find people say it's a good movie-ish. You'll find fans.
Well, this is where it gets tricky because I consider myself a fan of this movie.
Yes.
It is not a good movie.
It's terrible. It's so bad. It makes no sense. They never explain anything. That might be me. I don't know.
I think it was my computer somehow.
Oh. Yeah. It makes no sense. They don't explain a thing in this movie.
Dude, we've talked about many times how we appreciate like direct, blunt movie titles.
Yeah.
It's like these guys just woke up and was like, I'm gonna make a movie about killer clowns from outer space, and that was just it. They just went from there.
That's all it was, and
that's all you really need sometimes.
It really is. No, and I mean, I was fine with it. The blistering pace was.
I saw you mention that in your letterbox. I didn't think it was that bad.
No, I think it was. I mean, it's not even a problem to me. It was great.
Okay.
But I mean, you're just talking about like, it was like, oh, make out point. And then it was like, oh, hey, there's a meteor. Oh, hey, wait, no, here's the clowns. And you are in that ship
it is not coherent at all.
In like 10 minutes, they've already found the clowns. And there's no.
I just realized when you said blistering pace, you meant fast.
Yeah.
I thought you meant slow.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's insanely fast. And I'm fine with it. I mean, if you're going to not tell a coherent story, I'd rather you have it just move along.
Yes, agreed.
Like, if you're not going to try and tell a story and you're just going to give us these crazy visuals.
And that's the best part. Like, there is no story.
No, it's just visuals.
They have characters.
And it works.
It does.
It works really well. So, yeah. So, really great pace. I just loved it. It was just nonstop. It was an all-on assault on your eyeballs.
It was like, I can't even like fathom how they created this. It was like the guy went to the circus for the first time in his life.
Yes,
because there's so many things in this movie that like I know are in a circus, but I would never like think about when you say circus. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, this does happen.
Oh my God, it's so true. And like the idea of a clown in and of itself is such an alien thing. Like if you knew how humans were, and then you're like, oh my God, what is this? Why is this human painted up like a fucking idiot and like all colored up? Like that is terrifying. Like it totally makes sense to make a horror movie.
Yeah, but why would there be clowns from outer space?
Well, that's the point. That's the problem. I mean, and they don't explain it. They don't explain why they're on this planet. I guess it's to harvest blood.
Well, that's why they're on the planet. But why are they clowns?
Oh yeah, and like, what is the whole planet clown?
Right, because they travel in like big tops.
I mean, it is.
These
so
guys. So
insane.
this is directed by the Chiodo brothers, and they just fucking love big tops because they had the hand in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Did they really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They also they did the puppetry and the special effects for Critters, Ernest Scared Stupid, and Team America World Police.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I read that the majority of the money for this budget, I don't have the budget numbers, didn't even go to the puppets. It went to like
production. $2 million. It was $2 million.
Yeah.
That went to because they were just like really good at their craft.
Yeah, like they put most of the money to the production, and they somehow made all those. Well, I shouldn't say all. There's like 7. There's 7 clowns that are reused.
Yeah, I mean the effects are kind of garbage.
I mean, but they're great. I love the way they look. I guess my biggest problem was you'd see one.
You like the lightning zaps?
No, I wasn't a fan of that.
You're a big fan of the shadow puppets?
I love the shadow puppet. I mean, oh god.
Well, these guys they're responsible for Large Marge, which is
that's
classic.
awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Now you had seen this before, right?
Yeah.
What I was trying to pinpoint why have we both seen this at a young age?
So first of all, it's PG-13, which when I saw that I was like, oh shit. This is not going to be as good as I remember. Because as a kid, I was like, this is a terrifying movie.
Oh, you were scared of it?
I was real scared. I mean, I don't know. I was really I'm trying to think of the word. I don't think I was like terrified. Like I wasn't afraid of clowns or anything. I felt like it was just a good, scary movie. And I was really enthralled by it. And I would draw these characters and I wrote like 3 stories for school assignments. I probably would have been arrested if it were today, but that all involved the killer clowns. And it was like an extension of these stories, which was probably just as good as the writing in these.
Wait, so you were writing fanfic for the
yeah,
for the killer clowns?
And it continued, but it was just like me and my friends against the killer clowns. And all it was the killer clowns drinking blood, of course. I was basically just rewriting the scenes of this movie, and then and then Sean comes out and shoots him in the nose. 'Cause that kills them. But I loved it as a kid. I mean, I thought it was like top-notch horror movie at its finest.
See, I was kind of the opposite because I was at an age where like I didn't think things were bad, and I remember seeing this and being like I loved it, but being like, this is bananas. This is like the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
I did not think that, which is troubling. Very troubling. So this movie, it kicks off. We're in a makeout point, basically. This is just ridiculous. I mean, there's an ice cream truck with 2 weirdos in it.
The most obnoxious ice cream truck of all time. Those 2 guys are so stupid.
So annoying. I wish they weren't even in the movie. The part they play is so minimal.
So they roll up and they just interrupt all these like horny high school kids, trying to get laid. They interrupt them and they get beer cans thrown at them. It's the most beer cans I've ever seen. It's a million. It's like 60 30 packs.
And there's like 6 cars there.
So many. None of those kids should be driving home.
There's so many.
And then the guy's screaming. It's like the most like childish thing. He's like, "So you don't want any ice cream? Well, I'm not going to give you any." I'm like, "Yeah, well, they don't want any. That's not a threat."
I know, it's so weird. And oh god. They see a streak in the sky, and it lands on Earth, and of course, it lands in farmer's land.
Yeah, Gene Green, Farmer Gene Green.
And should we mention that Dean Vernon Wormer is a cop in this?
Yes, yeah. So the Dean from Animal House is one of the main characters.
Dean Vernon Wormer is like my favorite name of all time. That is such a ridiculous name. Yeah, he's a cop in this, and he plays Dean Vernon Wormer as a cop.
He does.
Yeah. That's all he is. He's just a fucking grouch that hates young cops. They see a streak in the sky, like I said. It lands in a farmland. And only in horror movies, every fucking meteor lands in a farmer's like backyard. Some idiot farmer who's like, "We're gonna sell this."
It reminded me of that Stephen King segment in Creepshow.
Creepshow, yeah, exactly. It's the same thing every time. It's like these dumb farmers that are like, "We're gonna be so rich. Let's touch the meteor." It's God, like, why isn't anyone scared?
I mean,
I'd
trying to sell that is the last thing that would be on my mind. Like, why would anyone give you money for it anyways?
Dude, I'd be so petrified. I would just call 911.
Yeah.
I'd be like, get this off my property right now. I don't even want to see it. The farmer goes out and there's a tent.
Huge tent. And of course, he just thinks it's a circus.
Dude, and
he's in the middle of nowhere.
He's so confused. He's
where
like,
they set up the circus?
Oh, I didn't know there's circus is in town. Like, what the fuck? It's in your yard. You fucking idiot. The farmer's dog gets took.
Well, dude, this is like a live action cartoon movie. It's like the closest you'll ever get to it.
I have that written down. It is. These clowns look like they're so detailed. Like, and it's a credit to them that it looks like a cartoon, because as absurd as they are, as absurd and fake looking as they are, they don't take you out of the moment, really.
No, they don't. And even like this scene that we're at right now, the farmer and his dog are walking around the tent, and the tent, like a small window opens up, and one of those huge like nets that they like Bugs Bunny use, or like Wile E. Coyote uses to catch the Roadrunner, comes out and just swoops up the dog. So it's like, that's why I thought it was like a cartoon.
If they remade this movie, I'd be happy with that.
This is one of those movies that could benefit from a remake, but at the same
fuck it up.
Yeah, they would fuck it, because I think the reason this is why I chose this as a guilty pleasure is because it's so like stupid and absurd.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe you're right. It's just I just love this concept.
Like I don't want to see a Killer Clowns from outer space with like a dark overtone. Like, I just want to see these.
Oh no, I want to see it
bozos.
goofy as fuck, but I just want to see maybe like it coherent. Makes sense.
An origin story. They're making a sequel.
That's what I heard, and I'd be okay with that.
Only if it's the same guys.
Can't wait to see The Rock and Chris Hart.
Only if they have $2 million. Yeah. Wait, The Rock and who?
Chris Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah. Can't wait to see them in Killer Clowns too. You guys are fucking in everything now.
It's true.
What did they just get signed up? Oh, Jumanji.
They're both in Jumanji?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Kevin Hart's going to yell so much during the game.
Oh, dude. Well, he's got to be the David Allen Greer character. Not just because of race, but because, like, that's made for him. Dude, all David Allen Greer in that movie did was be like, what the fuck? And scream as loud as he could. And be like, no. And just get his ass kicked.
He would be perfect in the Rumpelstiltskin remake. Just screaming lady.
Lady.
Yelling about Rumple.
Yeah. And The Rock is Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin reimagined. I would pay to see it. I will watch.
That would be the best remake of all time.
Yeah. Imagine, like, somebody spent money to revitalize that franchise. They're like, oh, there's just so much we can do with this.
The Rock is Rumple. But he plays the same, like, character as the first one.
Yeah.
Not like he's just a jacked idiot.
Yeah.
Riding a motorcycle.
Dude, imagine The Rock doing that voice. Oh, my God. Oh, yes. All right, we got to talk about clowns, though.
Oh, yeah, they caught a dog.
They caught the dog, and the farmer says, something funny's happening around here.
What in tarnation's going on?
Yeah, you could say that. There's a fucking tent on your property that you have no idea. It's a clown tent.
And then he gets mad. Oh, because he sees, like, the dog's bandana. So he knows something happened to the dog. Yes. He tries to punch the tent. And it hurts his hand. Because it's like it's made out of like super strong material, and then he starts screaming about tearing the entire thing down, and he gets electrocuted when he tries to pull down the ropes.
Yes, yeah, and they shoot him with that ray gun, right? Do they shoot him with the ray gun?
So after he gets electrocuted, the clown shows up and they shoot him with the ray gun.
Yeah, so
this is a sweet zap.
Back to the police. Vernon Wormer has picked up some punks, quote, drinking wine.
Yes.
First of all, what punks drink wine? Although, I mean, that's probably the true street drink.
I mean, wine's delicious.
Wine. Check out bumwine.com if you have a free...
Bum wine?
Yeah, it's all the wine that bums drink. It's like...
Night Train?
That's on there. Huh. There's some, and this guy taste tests them and describes them in the most hilarious fashion as just what they are. Terrible. But, so yeah, he picked up some punks for drinking wine at the park, and he's got beef with these younger cops. That's where all this comes from.
He's such a curmudgeon.
Yeah. And his acting is the best in the movie.
I was going to say, he's so good at his role.
Dude, he's so good.
There's a scene later on where he's like, he acts it perfectly.
He's killing it. It's just, he has no reason to. He might as well have just slept during the movie. But back to the kids making out, our main characters, what are their names? Deb and
Mike Tobacco.
Oh, yeah. Why was that a name? That was so stupid. So Deb and Mike Tobacco, they also saw the meteor.
Yes. And
first instinct of course, I mean, first of all, it looked like a fucking shooting star. You're not following that.
I'm not leaving my house ever.
Can you imagine if your girlfriend was like, let's go follow that shooting star to see where it lands? You'd be like, okay, I'll catch up to you later. You start walking, I'll see you later.
Yeah, there's no way.
No fucking chance. But they do, and they find the tent.
They do.
And they are also very confused by the tent.
Which they should be.
Yes. But not nearly enough. They're just kind of puzzled.
I mean, they should be confused to the point where they leave.
Right. Right. No, you'd be terrified.
But they go inside it.
Yeah, yes, they do. And this is why the pace was so, like, fast. Like, They wasted no time to set this up. And then the weirdest part is that there's not a real conflict in this movie. There's nothing.
Yeah, the clowns aren't lost. It's not like an ET concept. They're not lost and don't need to.
They don't need these people for anything. The people, there's nothing happening
other than they need to drink their blood. We know, but we don't know why they're.
We don't know why.
Yeah,
they might not even need to. They might just enjoy it.
Just like it.
Yeah, like we have no idea. Like because we only see the one scene where they drink. One of them drinks blood,
right?
And he's kind of like sneaking it. So I don't know. Maybe he's a criminal, a criminal spaceman. And they're walking around the tent, which looks nothing like a clown tent. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, when they're inside it.
Yeah, when they're inside. And the guy says, "Oh, this looks like it was decorated by Clowns Are Us." No, it doesn't. It looks like a fucking spaceship.
Yeah.
A weird colored spaceship.
It's Nostromo.
How? Yeah. Why? What do you mean it looks like Clowns Are Us? Like, no, it doesn't. There's doors.
Also, why are you in there?
Dude, it's so scary. And everything is happening so fast. They also guess a password into a door. Which was pretty fucking incredible. Like, all these things are just, like, grazed over.
Keep in mind, it's an alien spaceship.
Alien spaceship, and they go up to the door, and they're like, oh, it's closed. And he hits a series of buttons, like, randomly, and then the door opens. First shot. Like, he's just like, boop, 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 boop. Door opens. It's like, there you go. What the fuck? It makes no sense. And
then they discover the old farmer man. And he is covered in, I assume it's cotton candy. They never tell you, but...
They never tell you.
It's definitely cotton candy.
It's cotton candy.
Yeah. It's like a cocoon.
Yeah. Yeah. And, oh, God, it's so weird.
And then the clowns show up and start shooting them with popcorn.
Which... I thought it was cooler when I was a kid when that scene happened. And watching it now, so little popcorn is shooting out of that gun. Like...
Yeah, but the fact that they're shooting popcorn is hilarious.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh God.
And then this is definitely one of my favorite scenes because the alien clowns start chasing them, but they have their attack dog, which is just a balloon animal dog that's
that was so
running
awesome.
And barking after them.
That was so awesome. Also, I can't walk past this. When they find the farmer in the cotton candy. The girl's freaking out. Deb's freaking out. And this guy, Mike Tobacco, is like, no, it's fine. It's just a cotton candy factory. And they're just hanging up cotton candy to dry. And she's like, what? And I honestly wanted to be like, lady, just fucking run. Like, this guy's such a fucking idiot. He's going to get you killed. If he's rationalizing this is insane.
Why would you has he ever seen cotton candy? It would suck if it was dry.
Dude, imagine if cotton candy came out wet. Like, sopping wet. Like, well, to hang up to dry means it would have to be like...
Right, but why would you even hang it up, like... what is cotton candy?
Sugar.
Yeah, you just whirl it around. Like, it sticks to the stick for some reason.
Yeah.
And it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It gets all over your fingers.
Oh, dude, it's the worst. We do that for Halloween at my house.
Oh, yeah?
We rent out a cotton candy machine. It's a fucking nightmare. I can't even imagine trying to put a human being in it. Like, I have a hard time with a fucking cone.
I hate when things that's like my biggest pet peeve. I'm such a bitch. Like eating Cheetos. Like when it gets stuck in my fingers, I hate it.
It's a nightmare.
If somebody was to cover me in cotton candy cocoon,
I'd freak out. I would totally freak out. Our friend Buzz Breadsticks, I don't think he has the same issue, but he kind of does. But he started eating buffalo wings with rubber gloves. Or no, I'm sorry, one rubber glove on one hand because his other hand was his soda hand. So he could keep the can clean and eat wings with the glove in.
Well, I'm not like that.
And he calls them wing gloves. Such an idiot. Although when I used them, I gotta say I did enjoy them. I enjoyed having a clean hand.
I would too. I would just feel like such an idiot.
Oh yeah, no, you totally do. It's so bizarre.
Are they like latex gloves or like snow gloves?
No, they're like latex but without the like powder and shit. He got like plant. It was almost as if they were made for eating wings. There's like no chemicals. Yeah, I think so. Although he used to get them from free from his last job, so I don't think he pays for them anymore to do it. But he would if he had them for sure.
Oh man,
yeah, it's good stuff. So yeah, they have this balloon dog animal which is sniffing them out. I thought that's what the popcorn was for. But
oh, you think it's giving them a scent?
yeah, but then it turns out that's not really it. Popcorn something
You were
else.
giving, yeah. Then why would they do that?
And like nothing about this movie makes any sense whatsoever. Balloon animals.
Like I said, it's like they went to the circus for the first time ever and just took notes of every single thing they saw.
Yeah.
Because they put it all in the movie.
And at this point, the clowns are now just walking around town.
Yeah.
Right? Like there was a scene with the cops, but I don't know.
Well, that scene it actually kind of, well, no, it doesn't. It's not important to the plot, but we do learn that the younger cop is Debbie's ex-boyfriend.
Oh, right.
And we do know that. What's his name? Mooney?
Yes, Mooney.
They tell him that there's clowns from outer space. Of course, Mooney's real pissed about it.
Mooney's so pissed about it.
So pissed to hear that.
I imagine it's kind of like what your dad's reaction would be.
Yeah. Oh.
Your dad might
Don't get me
kill
started.
them. Your dad might shoot them on sight.
Yeah, my dad would. If you told my dad some asinine story like that, even if it was 100% true, and you could prove it, you'd still be so mad about you telling him a story like that.
I almost just spit take my water.
The cop, the ex-boyfriend cop, goes with Mike Tobacco to drop Debbie off, and then he takes Mike with him to investigate the crime scene. Like, why would you do that?
It was the weirdest thing.
Why would a cop take somebody with him?
And the whole time he's like shitting all over him.
And
He's
then
like, Mike, you're an idiot.
Then he arrests him. And then he tries to arrest him for lying to him. Because they get to the tent and it's not there anymore.
Oh,
He's like, all right,
God.
you're under arrest. I was like, what is he arresting him for?
Yeah, that was awesome. And then like this actually might be my favorite scene because it's.
But there's a huge hole in the ground. Sorry, there's a huge hole in the ground. The guy's like, "Are you saying there was a tent here?" And it's the biggest hole size. Like it's like the shape of obviously something was there.
Yeah,
and then he just immediately puts him in handcuffs.
Yeah, locks up old Mike Tobacco. My favorite scene in the movie
is this the bike.
The what?
The bikers.
No,
okay.
That one's pretty great too. And this is when like the memories were coming flooding back, and I was like, "Holy shit, this movie!" Like I forgot all about this. This scene though literally makes nothing about this scene adds up. Like not even remotely. Oh my god! So okay, the clowns are like, there's just it cuts randomly to this guy walking in a park, and he's like, "Oh, look at the," and it's pitch black. It's midnight. And he's walking around the park alone, and he sees in a gazebo a puppet show going on. And he's like, huh. And he walks up, and he goes to the gazebo and just kind of sits there. He like crosses his arms and leans against the post, like watching it as if it were the middle of the day. And he was at like Disney and just saw like or like New York City on the subway. He's like watching like the dancers or like the violinist in the subway.
Right.
And he's just standing there watching fucking puppets acting very oddly.
Like if you walked outside my house right now,
dude,
and across the street there's someone putting on a puppet show.
A puppet show, quote unquote puppet show. And it's really bizarre anyway to begin. Like the puppets are not acting normally. They're like it's like so insane. And then the puppet pulls out a ray gun and shoots the fucking guy.
Yes.
But nothing about that. I mean, from the most basic idea of this, it just doesn't add up. Why would anyone in that park not just run a fuck away?
Right. And to go even further, why wouldn't they just shoot them with the ray guns? Like, why does he have to put on a puppet show?
Right.
Why does he have to lure him in?
Yeah, it's so weird.
They're already in the town.
I guess that's the story of everything. Every kill in this is like, why are you pretending to deliver pizzas?
That's and nobody's like alarmed. Like,
dude, these are the least alarmed people. These clowns are terrifying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, first of all, if I order pizza and the delivery man shows up dressed as a clown, I'm already like freaked out. These are the most disgusting looking clowns. Like they're clearly not human.
They're not human, and no one seems to have a concern with the clown, just their actions. Like, if that clown stood up from that puppet show, that guy was like, probably would have been like, a nice show.
Yeah.
But because he had a ray gun pointed at him, he was like, whoa, 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 watch the gun, buddy. Like, what the fuck?
It's so stupid.
Oh, man.
But then after the puppet, I just did something to my notes. After the puppet, they go, one of the clowns has a run-in with a biker gang.
Yes.
And this clown's on a tricycle, I believe.
Yes.
And this scene is fantastic. Wait,
this is the scene that probably one of the scenes I remember the most vividly.
the I assume he's the leader. The leader of the bike is such a jerk to this clown for no reason.
Dude.
Like, this clown, you could assume this clown was a kid. Like, if someone dressed like that rode up to you on a tricycle.
I mean, they don't care about these clowns.
At the very least, you might think he's special needs.
No one else is afraid of him. So yeah, we have to assume that you would think that this is just a child, because everyone else thinks they're normal,
right?
So.
Or somebody who's like not all there.
Yeah,
and this guy just destroys his tricycle for no reason. He's like, "Oh, let me see your bike," and he just smashes it into a million pieces.
Which is so funny, because I don't think there's any biker that's like that threatened by a tricycle that they're like, "I'm gonna smash this thing."
Well, no, this guy wasn't threatened. He's just a dick. He just wanted to destroy this guy's bicycle. And then the clown puts on boxing gloves, and none of the clowns talk, but this guy, you can clearly hear him saying, "Put up your dukes," as he's spinning around in circles like 100 times. And then the guy's like, "What are you going to do? Knock my block off?" And this clown hits him with a sick uppercut and hits his head right off. Straight up decapitated.
And it's really probably the best kill in the movie. I think it's like the only gore we see, if you want to call it that.
And it's hilarious.
And on top of that, so that was part of a montage of clowns just killing people.
Yes.
And that was where my
the pizza.
That's where the pizza happened. And this is where like I kind of had my issue, because it's like showing montages of clowns killing, and they clearly couldn't afford like 1 million clown suits, which I understand, but to show me like the same clown doing 2 different acts supposedly at the same time, I felt insulted. Also, there was a clown delivering chocolate.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why. Do people deliver chocolate?
No.
Because if they did, my life would change.
Yeah. Oh boy. The cop in Mike Tobacco, who is incarcerated but still being driven around. They go to Makeout Point to investigate, and everything is covered in cotton candy.
And then the guy like uncuffs him because
he's like, "Oh man, this guy might be right." Because these cars are covered in cotton candy. No one is that freaked out, though. Again, everyone is kind of just cool with it.
Right.
Like, they're just like, "Oh, yeah, cotton candy. We got clowns. We got a bad case of the clowns here."
Like again, if you like walked outside and saw my car, would you even think, like, why would you think it was cotton candy?
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
No.
Even if you like tasted it. It's like, it tastes like cotton candy. Well, why would everybody's car be covered in cotton candy?
There's no way there's cotton candy here. I completely agree. The cop it cuts to the station, and Mooney is getting, Vernon Wormer is getting all these calls from everyone reporting that clowns are killing people. And Vernon Wormer is telling everyone that they're an idiot. He's getting like hundreds of calls, and he's like, "Shut up!" And he hangs up on him. Like, "No more clowns. Shut up." Like, what the fuck? Also, there was a scene where the clowns go into this movie might be an entire montage. Now that I think about it, there's just so many random cuts and random scenes. They're at a pharmacy.
Yes.
And they are buying Bugs Bunny vitamins. And I hadn't thought about those in fucking years. And I just want to eat a whole box of them.
Delicious.
They are so good.
I was more a Flintstone kid, but.
So was I, but I loved those.
I actually have a thing of Flintstone kids in my cabinet if you want some.
When I was a child, I ate a whole bottle. And my mom had to call poison control. And they were like, "It's fine. They're just vitamins." They're like, his pee's going to be like bright yellow for like a week, though. So.
I mean, they're delicious, except for the purple.
They're so good. She found me. She was getting ready for work, and then she couldn't find me anywhere. And I was behind the couch, just cramming them in my face. And they were all gone by the time she found me. Telling personal stories to millions of people. Millions of people.
Millions of people.
Stop
listening.
it.
Dozens.
Dozens, half dozen, baker's dozen. Where are we?
So a clown is ramming a car, but he's driving an invisible car, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't missing something.
No, it's so weird. There's dude, it's just cutting in and out of all
He rams that
shit.
car off the road.
Yes.
With his invisible car. And wait, hold on. I read something. I don't know if I made a note about this, but I hope I did. Let me scroll down for a second so everyone can listen to me in real time. Scroll down. There's something I obviously didn't write it down because that would make sense. There's something where they had like an elaborate like plan for that car to like blow up and go down the entire cliff and like be like a huge
I saw that.
but instead it just got stuck and the guys were like, yeah, fuck it. They just left it.
It still made the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had this bit, they spent a ton of money too on it, and the car was supposed to like roll down the cliff and explode in like a huge ball of flames. And as the car started rolling down, it got like wedged, and they just left it in. They were just like, yeah, fuck
That's
it.
like the Joe school of anything. Just like,
yeah.
not doing it again.
Cut, print. But we're good. Just move on. I mean, if you know you're making like a bad movie, which they had to have known, you're at that point like, why would you like? Yeah, fuck it.
They were probably laughing so hard. Like I was just thinking, like if we made a movie, or like especially if Paul was involved, like,
oh my god,
we're like, yeah, this car's gonna blow up. And it just got stuck. Paul laughed for like 4 hours.
Dude, Paul would probably have to be removed from the film because every time he showed up on set, he'd probably just start laughing again.
He's so loud,
dude. It'd be so funny. Oh, I kind of wish that happened. We should probably just try and make a movie. I don't want to pitch that idea though to people. Oh boy. So where are we?
Then we get to the clown at the bus stop who's putting on a shadow figure show with his hand.
A bus stop in the darkest alley of all time. And why is everyone doing things at night?
It's the most hopping nightlife of all time.
Of all time. It's like 2 a.m. and people are like taking the bus. But so they're like business people.
Yeah, I know. This clown is the best at making shadow figures.
So good. So good.
Like, there's like cars moving and stuff.
And then a T-Rex.
Yes, a T-Rex. And then he shrinks everybody and then puts them into his hand and he puts them in the popcorn.
Correct. And he also they do a close-up of the clown's hand, and they are the biggest, fattest fingers. They're so gross when you look at them. They're so disgusting. And the cop watches this.
Yeah, he does nothing to help these people.
No. And that puppet eats like 6 of them.
Right.
Okay. And then they find the ice cream kids who have survived somehow. And then they somehow recruit these 2 idiots. Dude, if you're a cop, you would never ask the ice cream man to help you.
Especially those 2 bozos.
They're total assholes, and everyone has no respect for them. Anytime they're brought up in the movie, every character's like, ugh. And like even the girlfriend, Deb, when she's talking to this guy, Mike, she's like, why do you like them? Yeah. And he's like, I don't know, they're my best friends. And that's all we get. Everyone fucking hates these 2. No one would ever ask them for help.
They suck. And they earlier in the movie, they bribed 2 girls to go to the makeout point with them. Instead, they just like bribed them with ice cream, and they were pretty large girls just eating ice cream. And instead of like trying like make a move with them, they're just being obnoxious to everyone.
Dude, and those girls hated them too.
Could you imagine bringing a girl on a date, but just having them sit in the back of your car while you just yell things loudly and interrupt everyone else trying to make
I
out?
may have done that. I may have done that a time or 2 in my day. It sounds like something up my alley. Like, hey, can you just sit back there for a little bit? I've got some business to attend to. Hey, you assholes. You'll fuck yourself.
Yeah.
No, I'm not done yet. No, it's going to be a little bit. And those girls are just eating ice cream in the back, too.
Yeah.
And they hate them, too. So,
But then we get a fantastic scene because a clown shows up at the precinct where Mooney is.
Yeah.
And he gives Mooney a bouquet of flowers. And it just immediately squirts water into his face.
Mooney's so pissed.
Classic clown prank.
Mooney's so pissed. And we also get this movie, when I'm reading my notes, I realize it hops around.
Remember when someone did that to Tom Cruise? on like the red carpet.
Holy shit! Yeah,
Like, those fake flowers for his face.
Yeah, dude.
Who's more pissed, Tom Cruise or Mooney?
I think Tom
I
Cruise.
mean, he definitely was.
Dude,
He was
Tom
so
Cruise
upset.
was so fucking mad. And this is a man who's really good at acting upset, trying to be as upset as possible. And Tom Cruise was way more upset. Maybe he uses that as like his motivation in these movies now. Is he alive still?
Tom Cruise?
No, Dean Vernon Wormer.
Oh. I don't know.
I hate
Probably
Tom
not.
Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise sucks.
I agree. We finally get a payoff to the popcorn, which they just kept randomly showing throughout the movie, and it's these giant. It reminds me of something from Beetlejuice. You know, it's kind of like it's clown heads on giant like
Yeah. Like,
worm type bodies,
Yeah.
but more insect than worm. It's really weird. It's very, it's very Beetlejuice. That's the only thing I could come up with. And these things come out of the girl's hamper and start trying to eat her. It's ridiculous. And she's trying to escape, but there's also clowns in her house.
yes.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Wow.
And
And they put her into a giant balloon.
right, but doesn't she sticks like the shower head into their mouth first?
Yes.
Which is
Oh my God.
and,
yes.
and the clown starts imitating voices, and it does the stupidest laugh. All of a sudden, the clown can sound like her friends.
Yes.
And then his laugh was like,
Yeah. And yeah, she sticks a shower head into the worm thing's mouth. That's how she escapes. All the worm thing had to do was spit it out. And it took her so long to cram it in, and you could tell she had to get it to a certain point for it to actually stick without it falling out.
Right.
You could tell they did that take 1,000,000 times, and it just kept falling out of the stupid thing's mouth. They put her in a giant balloon, though.
yeah.
And we're flying into the tail end of this movie.
Do they go back to the station at this point, and they see like the clown prints everywhere? And
That was actually earlier, but yeah.
And Mooney has been turned into a puppet.
And Mooney is a puppet.
He's like
yes.
doing a ventriloquist act with him.
Dude, that was crazy.
Oh, that's when we find out that if you shoot a clown in the nose, it will die. Because the other cop shoots like 500 bullets at him.
Oh yeah, and nothing happens except when they hit the nose. But God, that is so stupid. That is so fucking stupid.
I love it.
So the clowns have Debbie, and Ice Cream Twins and our hunk are coming in hot. They're chasing after these clowns. And so, Mike's with the twins, and then the cops behind them, and they're all chasing after the fucking clown car. And
Who gets turned into an ice cream sundae?
so
Is
ridiculous.
it just some random guy?
It's a security guard.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Because they go to a fun house.
Yes.
Because their tent is... What happened to their fucking house? They had a tent that had literally everything they needed in it, but instead they're going to a random fun house.
Yes.
And there's a security guard outside. And again, the clowns just do this weird thing where they're not talking. And human beings are like, why don't you just tell me why you're here? And it's like, they're not really fazed by these insane monster
I don't know
clowns.
why I didn't write this note down. It's just coming back to me, which is why I asked who gets turned into a sundae. But don't they all have pies?
Yes.
The guy's like, well, what are you going to do with all those pies?
Yeah, like, what do you think? They're fucking clowns. Like, are you guys just not seeing anything? This is the most... This town, there's probably no racism. I imagine this town is just very nice. No racism, no judgmental. They just see these people as
Just
people.
accepting.
They're just so accepting. They're like, whatever, however you want to live your life, clown man. Crazy clown monster man, whatever you want to do. So they throw all these pies at him, and it melts off his skin and bones, which is so fucking cool. And that was like the one of those scenes that I wrote about constantly in school.
That's
Like
great.
that made it in every book, of course, because there's only two cool things that happen. Really, they turn people into cotton candy and they melt them with cream pies. Fucking absurd.
They go into the fun house.
Yep.
And the two idiots from the ice cream truck meet up with two female clowns who are
Oh my god.
they're so gross. They're so disgusting.
Dude.
But they're such horn dogs they get seduced by them immediately.
That is so... Oh my god, I can't believe I yawned. That is so fucking disgusting. These clowns are pretty horrifying.
Yeah.
Pretty horrifying.
Pretty is an understatement. They're fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
There's no way you'd be seduced by them.
Yeah. And we also see the third most memorable scene. Drinking the blood through a fucking crazy straw. Yeah. They pierce the cotton candy with a straw and they just suck the fucking blood right out of it. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah. Fuck.
They free Debbie.
Canon Films missed the boat on this, by the way. This is a Canon movie, like, through and through.
Yeah, and they could have probably gotten a bigger budget.
Wait, dude, it would have been like $10 million. Yeah. And it would have been insane. It would have been fucking insane. I just
Directed by Toby.
I mean, they had to have pitched it to Canon, I imagine. I imagine the first person they pitched it to wasn't like, sign me up. I imagine it was a process to get this made. And I imagine Canon heard it. And I just can't imagine where Canon was like, not for us. We'll take the weird fake Texas Chainsaw movie and do something with that.
Yeah.
We'll take Masters of the Universe.
Who did distribute this movie?
I looked it up. I didn't write it down, though. I'm sorry. It was kind of a no-name. I don't want to say a no-name. Because
Transworld?
No. It was something weird that I've heard of, but definitely not one of the big ones. Definitely not one of the big ones. But yeah. So where were we?
They free Debbie and they get chased through like a maze.
Yeah. And then the maze thing. They're flying down poles and there's like a giant monster at the end of the pole.
It's
that they narrowly avoid. It's so weird. They're trapped. They're basically on, though, like a high school stage. It looks like a stage for plays, right? Like it's a sound studio. They ran out of money.
And you think those two from the ice cream truck got killed? Because why wouldn't they?
Oh, right. Because they have man-eating clowns there.
But then they're just back in.
And they crashed through with a fucking ice cream truck.
But how did they get their ice cream truck back? Did they drive in? Did they drive in with the ice cream truck?
I don't know. And all the clowns, there's like a million clowns. There's a million extra suits this time.
Yeah.
They used like the same 6 throughout the course of the movie. And in this scene, there's probably like 20 of them.
This scene was the money shot.
It was really good.
Because then we have fucking JoJo the Clownzilla.
Well, yeah. And first of all, when the ice cream truck comes through, the kids get on the microphone and are like, bow down before us. And all the clowns are like, these clowns are flying through space. They must have some intelligence, but they are drawn to this ice cream truck.
Yes.
Thinking it's really their leader until Clownzilla appears.
Yes.
Which is insane.
Clownzilla is the best.
And this is how you knew they were just fucking around, because it literally is a Clownzilla. Like, it has like dinosaur spikes on its back.
And it's a marionette.
And it's a marionette. This movie makes no sense. Like, there's nothing about this that's like even rational. Like, even like, holy shit.
Like, where did it even come from? Because it came down.
Don't you think horror movies could learn something from this movie, though? Like, Friday the 13th, maybe we stop trying to explain Jason. Like, don't over-explain it.
Just have fun.
Just do it. Yeah. Just do whatever the fuck you want, because who cares?
People love this movie.
You realize how stupid things are when you try to explain it. Like when the movie tries to explain it, and you're like,
they explained
Jesus
it
Christ.
by putting it in the title. They're killer clowns from outer space.
Like, could you imagine if there was a scene where they were like, oh, the strings attached to the mothership, and it's controlled by a master alien. Like, no, just do it and don't tell anybody why.
Exactly.
And don't apologize. And this giant clown, it's a marionette. And he blows up the trucks with the twins inside.
Yes.
Again.
The
fucking twins are dead again. And ultimately, the cop destroys the biggest clown monster of all time by poking it in the nose with a pin that is attached to his badge.
His badge pin, yeah.
That's all he needed to end this entire affair. And it explodes into fireworks.
Yes.
Like a
So
clown
many.
should.
Yeah.
And ultimately, the twins live, and that's the end of the movie.
And, and Debbie and Mike are like sad because their friends died. But then a clown car drops from the sky,
Dude.
and all of them come out of it.
What the fuck is happening?
Why? They got blown up in the ice cream truck.
They were absolutely in that ice cream truck. Like, what? Oh my god.
And they don't explain how they survived.
No.
Or why the three of them are together in a clown car.
This movie is so fucking awesome. It's so stupid. It's awesome.
And then a pretty solid ending scene. They wonder whether or not, everything's over with,
Yeah.
if there's any more. And then they just get hit in the face with pies.
Oh, yeah.
Coming down from the sky.
Yeah. And the best part of this is because they never explain why the clowns are there or anything, there's no reason you should think you were safe.
Yeah.
You have no idea. We have no idea.
It's Armageddon.
If that... Dude, if that's Armageddon, I'll just put a bullet in my head. Like, the first clown I see, I'll just kill myself. Love this movie. Definitely a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Though.
I mean, it sucks as in terms of like filmmaking.
I had no idea how bad it was, but it is incredible.
Love it. I would
Absolutely
love
incredible.
Loved it.
Such a great.
A young and love it now.
So,
what do
so
you
good.
think this got on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh shit! I think I looked it up, but I don't remember. I feel like it was high. Was it like 61%?
Very close. It was 71%,
Wow,
which is higher than Batman vs Superman.
People are
Rightfully so.
stupid.
No. Rightfully so.
So, do you want to talk about some of the other items you had on your list?
When we first said
Pitched
that we were
it.
doing this, I had said that I Know What You Did Last Summer would probably be on my list because I remember enjoying it and seeing it more than once when it first came out, even though I knew it wasn't like
I was in
real
the same
horror.
boat. Yeah,
And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it again because I hadn't seen it in a couple of years. And I couldn't justify
was bad.
keeping that on.
yeah.
I have no clue what happens. I hate everybody in the movie. And it just sucks.
Oh man.
Another guilty pleasure of mine would be Slumber Party Massacre Part 3. It's not a joke. I just really, really like that movie. The most in the series.
I've never seen it.
It's not very good.
Is that
It's
the
just-
one with the cover where the guy has a drill?
Well, they all do.
Oh,
So they all had like very similar,
did they?
yes,
I don't remember any of the
VHS covers. And there's one other that I pitched to you, and now I'm drawing a blank.
Ghost of Mars.
Ghost of Mars, John Carpenter and Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Yes. I mean, if you know me, you know how much I love Ice Cube. There's not much I won't watch with him.
Dude. Never seen Ghost of Mars.
Really?
Yeah.
We should do it.
Is that vampires on Mars? Or no, am I thinking
no,
of
you're thinking
vampires?
vampires, but John Carpenter and Ghost of Mars.
John Carpenter.
We should do him next year for like we did for Toby.
Serial?
Yeah.
Or serial killer? Sorry, we're not serial. Yeah, because thinking about
This
it.
would be real fun because he has such a good stretch of good movies. And there's some questionables.
There's some questionables, but I still think they're entertaining.
They'll be way better than Toby's.
Dude, I was thinking about Jin today in the shower. I don't know why, but I was so fucking mad thinking about it. I was honestly just really disappointed. I was just like, Toby, how can you go out like that? And why did that movie look so fucking good for the year it was made?
Beautiful.
It was made in like 2004, right?
No, it was like 13.
Oh, it was 13.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. But it still looks
Still
great.
good. Yeah.
Looked better than a lot of movies I see today. So, all right, man. Good episode.
Yeah, thanks.
Killer Clowns. That was a great pick. So next week is Brain Scan. What a fucking gem. I love that movie so much. So many CD-ROMs.
So much grunge.
So much grunge, so much shitty technology that is so outdated, and they were acting. Also, the days of just fake technology that did not exist.
Yes.
Love that.
Me
like
too.
Blank Check.
Blank
Clarissa
Check.
explains it all. Blank Check has like the ultimate fake technology.
That kid buys $50 million worth of stuff with $1 million blank check. There's no way all that shit adds up.
No.
Also, Tone Loc needs more work.
Tone Loc is the fucking shits. And his voice hurts me to listen to. It's not even enjoyable to listen to him talk. It hurts, dude. It fucking hurts. Again. Give me back my check.
You know he's like a legit crip.
That's good. So I should probably stop making fun of him. I'm sorry, Don't Look. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. We're on Stitcher. We're on a bunch of other things. So look around for us. Find us on Facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com. Our t-shirts are out now, so buy one. That's it.
Totally interrupted you. Thank you to those that are wearing them and posting them when they're out at like cons and stuff.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you all.
Scott did that today.
Yes.
Casey's been doing it.
Yeah. Those pictures are so incredible. I was like obsessed with those pictures. They were so good. I have them saved on my computer. Well, that might sound creepy. I hope people don't think that's creepy. But under a folder of just
Stop.
Just stop. I'm sorry.
Under a folder titled FAP.
No, now you've taken it too far. I don't even know where I was in my speech. shop.IHateHorror.com. And yeah.
Follow me.
We have t-shirts there. Let's see how many times we can talk over each other.
Find me on Twitter at JoeV421.
I'm at I Hate Horror Show. We're on Instagram at I Hate Horror, and Joe's at
Boognish1985
something. I don't know where I left off with the Patreon peeps that have been pledging, but thank you to our friend Jessica Hall and Jackson, who did not give me his last name. So Jackson, it's been real, man. Thank you very much for your pledges. That really, really helps us a lot. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can find us on Patreon. Dude, we're terrible self-promoters. I have no idea what the fucking link is to Patreon. But just guess it. It's like I Hate Horror. Patreon.com or something. Just search us. What else do we normally plug? Thank God, dude. I'm so tired and I didn't get a coffee tonight, so everyone just deal with it. Thank you to Harley Poe for allowing us to use the album, the song Gorehound off the album.
Dude, I think I just pulled a muscle yawning. Not like.
Do we have anything else we need?
No.
That's normal. That's it.
No, you say adios.
That's it. I do. Oh, and guys, really excited. The Patreon, we're switching our format. We're getting rid of the $10 thing for now, and we're going to just $5. We'll get you just access to everything. And for those people, you are getting an exclusive series.
Yes. Are we going to tell them?
Yeah, I think we should.
Right now?
Yes. We are going to be doing
such like a hype level right now. Oh.
What? They're doing what? We are doing an entire, basically a separate podcast on Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Yes.
It's available on Netflix, and we will be going episode by episode.
And nobody's more happy to hear about that than my mother.
Everyone else is so pissed. I think people were like really hoping we do like Ash versus Evil Dead or like talk about new horror shows. We're going to 1975, baby. Taking that time machine back to the glory days and really getting in there with Kolchak. Yeah. The worst photographer newsman of all time. Oh man, I'm so excited to talk about it. All right, guys. That's all though. That's all we got. So
Hold on. Who sucks more at hiding in a closet? Kolchak or Rumpelstiltskin?
dude, Rumpelstiltskin's face was just out of it.
Yeah, but
We'll talk about Kolchak. Guys, for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.